A pleasant day to everyone. My name is Harold J. Kimayong Puhi from BS Scream 2B, and I'm gonna be sharing my activity 1 in the subject Special Crime Investigation 1 with legal medicine. In this report, gonna be talking all about the 10 types of witness, 10 types of interrogation techniques, and 10 signs of deceptions. But before we proceed to the 10 types of interrogation techniques and 10 signs of deceptions, let's first talk all about the 10 types of witness. Types of witness. But before we proceed to the 10 types of witness, let's first define the word witness. Witness is someone who has relevant information about a crime. Both the lawyer for the government and the accused can require witnesses to come to court to tell this information to the judge and sometimes to a jury. Witnesses must make an oath for or solemnly state that they will tell the truth in court. In special cases, witnesses who are under the age of 14 or have an intellectual disability can simply promise to tell the truth. Okay? The word witness defines that this is a person who witnessed a crime or a person who is related to a suspect. Okay? Let's proceed to the first type of witness. Timid witness. Timid witness is a lacking in confidence witness or lacking in courage to tell the truth about a crime that he or she witnessed. This is a shy type witness. The approach must be friendly and reassuring confidentiality or the information. They should be hidden from the devouring press by interviews or photo sessions. Number 2, deceitful witness. This is the liar type of witness. So let him or her lie in order later to repeat his or her narration several times until he or she enmesh in contradictions. If possible, the lies must be taped, recorded for the confrontation about their contradiction, pressure them for the possible cases of perjury or obstruction of justice, and they will tell the truth. For example, for me, I am a police officer and I am interrogating or investigating a crime with this deceitful witness. I will record our investigations, and after my investigation to that type of witness, then I will keep on repeating the recorded confrontation until I will notice different until I notice a different part of the confrontation. Having a tendency or disposition to deceive or give false impressions. Next, refusal to talk witness. This is the most difficult witness to handle or to deal with. The interviewer must find out the reasons of his or her personality, such as trauma, which of fear, hatred, and other. Remove this fetter of silence so that he or she will start talking. For example, if you are a witness and choose not to go in court when you are supposed to, then the judge may issue a warrant of arrest for you, or you will be charged for a contempt of court, which because you disobey a legal order from the court of law. Next is talkative witness. This witness who is prone to exaggerate, adding irrelevant or new matters to the narration. The skillful investigator could prune the necessary matters from the irrelevant ones. Next is know-nothing type witness. This is a reluctant type of witness. It is found among the uneducated and low level of intelligence. The technique to be applied is go down to their level of intelligence by interrogation. Drunken type witness. This is the witness with the influence of liquor, which is uh, a part of witness that it is to it is easily to psyops. This is a witness under intoxication or influence of liquor. Questioning drunk witnesses, the investigator must be adapted to the psychology of the subject. When the witness is sobered, another interview will be conducted where he or she is confronted about his or her disclosure during his or her time of intoxication. Next, disintegrated type of witness. This refers to an uncooperative and indifferent subject, which means that this witness is disintegrated or not willing to help in solving a crime investigation. The interviewer must find a way to pique the witness' interest so that he or she would talk. Next is 8. Honest witness. This is the truthful and cooperative witness where the investigator could rely upon with little or no problem in handling them. This kind of witness is the witness or the type of witness that directly tell the truth about what he or she witnessed about the crime or about the suspect. Next is expert witness. An expert witness is a professional witness or judicial expert. Is a witness who by virtue of education, training, skill or experience is believed to have expertise and specialized knowledge in a particular subject beyond that of the average person, sufficient that others may officially and legally rely upon the witness' specialized, scientific, technical, or other opinion about an evidence. Eyewitness. An individual who was present during an event and is called by a party in a lawsuit to testify as to what he or she observed. He must be competent, legally fit, and qualified to testify in court. Okay, let's now proceed to the interrogation techniques. But before we proceed to the types of interrogation techniques, let's first define interrogation. Interrogation. It is a kind of questioning of a person suspected of crime or of having committed offense, or a person who is reluctant to make full disclosure of information in his possessions which is pertinent to the investigation. Okay, let's now proceed to the number 1 type of interrogation techniques. Emotional appeal. The investigator should provide emotional stimuli that will prompt the subject to unburden himself by confiding, analyze the subject's personality, and decide that motivation would prompt him to tell the truth, and then provide those motives through appreciate emotional appeals. Next, kindness. The simplest technique is to assume that the suspect will confess if he is treated in a kind and friendly manner. Next, sympathetic appeal. This suspect may feel the need for sympathy or friendship when he is apparently in trouble. Gestures of friendship may win his cooperation. Number 4, shifting the blame. The investigator makes clear his belief that the subject is obviously not a sort of person who usually gets mixed up in a crime like this. The investigator could tell from the start that he was not dealing with a fellow who is a criminal by nature and choice. Next, number 5, repetition technique. Used to introduce cooperation to a hostile force. In one variation, interrogator listen carefully and then repeat both question and answer several times until the source becomes bored that he answers fully and candidly. Number 6. Jolting may be applied to calm and nervous subjects by constantly observing the suspects. The investigator chooses a propitious moment to shout a pertinent question and appear as though he is beside himself with rage. The subject may be unnerved to the extent of confessing. Next is pride and an ego technique. Pride and ego technique. The strategy of this technique is to trick the source into revealing desired information by goading or flattering him. This effective with sources that displayed weakness or feeling of inferiority. Number 8. We all know interrogation technique. This technique may be employed in conjunction with the file and dossier by itself. The interrogator must be familiar with the available data concerning the source. The interrogator begins the session by asking questions based on this data, and when the source refuses to answer, hesitates, or provides incorrect reply, the interrogator provides the detailed answer. Number 9. Minimization interrogation technique. It is the act of minimizing the culpability of the suspect. The investigator convinces the suspect that a confession will reduce the offense and the penalty. Thus, the investigator could study it if there is a way to downgrade murder to homicide or the introduction of mitigating circumstances, with the result of the penalty being within the range of probation. Number 10. Matt and Jeff or sweet and sour method. Sweet and sour method. The first set of investigators must appear to be rough, mean, and dangerous. When they had finished the interrogation, the second investigator intervenes by stopping the first set of investigators. By being sympathetic and understanding, he begins his interrogation. This technique necessitates employment of two seasoned investigators who are convincing actors that basically display opposing personalities and attitudes towards the source. So, okay, itong Matt and Jeff or sweet and sour method is dalawang type of investigator yan pag nag-iimbestiga. Ang una is the first investigator na pagpasok niya pa lang dun sa interrogation room, nakakatakot na, dangerous, laging galit pag nagtatanong sa witness or sa suspect. Tapos pagkatapos ng kinausap yung suspect, kumbaga sinaktan niya, sinigaw-sigawan niya. Next is, pagkatapos niya, susunod din yung investigator 2 na ang i-apply naman niya is makisympathize dun sa suspect or dun sa witness. Parang yung malumanay na siyang makipag-usap. Hindi tulad nung nauna na pagalit na nakikipag-usap. At yun yung magiging daan para makuha nila yung tiwala nung suspect or nung witness na iniimbestigahan nila. So, yun lang. Next, proceed na tayo sa 10 signs of deceptions. So, before we proceed to the 10 signs of deceptions, let's first explain the word deception. Deception is the act of deliberately causing somebody to accept something as true that is not true. It is an action that hides the truth. So, ito yung action na nagtatago ng katotohanan. Okay, let's proceed to the 10 signs of the deceptions. Number 1. Signs of deception. Number 1 is excessive sweating. The profuse sweating indicates tension, anxiety, shock, or fear. Extreme nervousness is also the cause of sweating. Next, change of facial color. Anger is indicated if the face is blushing. It is also the result of extreme nervousness or embarrassment. It is necessary as a sign of deception or guilt. A pale face is reliable indicator of guilt or deception. Avoidance of direct eye-to-eye contact. This may indicate guilt or deception. Misty or teary eyes indicate remorse or repentance. Ito yung parang pag hindi makatitig sa iyo yung isang tao ng direct eye-to-eye contact na parang ninenervyos na parang guilty sa isang krimen. Next, excessive fidgeting. Make small movements, especially of the hands and feet, through nervousness, impatience. Next, they may be unconsciously trying to calm that anxiety response or at least get the blood flowing back to their extremities, all of which could point to nervousness about telling a lie. Next, dry mouth. This is a sign of great tension and is a reliable symptom of deception. Swallowing, constant movement of the Adam's apple, and sweating of the lips are indications of dryness of the mouth. Next, increase of pulse beat. When observed at the side of the neck, the investigator has to discover the increase of pulse beat, which is indicate of deception. Siyempre, pag ninenervyos tayo, makikita mo naman yung isang tao pag ninenervyos or natatakot kasi tumataas yung pulse beat niya. Parang kinakabahan pag iniimbestigahan ng isang investigator, ng isang suspect. Next is excessive breathing. An effort to control breathing during the critical questioning is an indication of deception. Gasping of breath is the ultimate result of the control in breath. Next is euphemism. Many language offer alternative terms for almost any action or situation. Statements that made by guilty parties often include mild or vague words rather than their harsher, more explicit synonyms. Euphemism portray the subject's behavior in a more favorable light and minimize any harm the subject's action might have caused. Investigators should look for euphemistic terms such as missing instead of stolen, borrowed instead of took, bumped instead of hit, and warned instead of threatened. Next is saying too much. According to the researchers from Harvard Business School, they determined that liars trying to deceive stretch the truth with too many words, since such a liar may make up things as they go. They may also tend to add excessive detail to convince themselves or others of what they are saying. They may also embellish with words that a person telling the truth wouldn't think of adding. Next is covering their mouth or eyes. Many people want to cover up a lie or hide from their reaction to it, which may be why they put their hands over their eyes or mouth when letting an untruth out. According to former CIA officers, in their book, Spy the Lie, others may even completely close their eyes when telling a lie. As reported in Parade magazine, this could be especially true when it's when it's in response to a question that does not require a lot of reflection. So that's all. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day to everyone. Thank you. Once again, I am Harold J. K. Pui from BS Cream 2B.